All right, let's talk about a crazy psychological glitch that costs us thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours, and just an incredible amount of happiness. It's this mental trap that keeps us doubling down on losing bets. And you know what? It tends to affect smart, determined people the most.
Just think about it for a second. Have you ever had that feeling you're stuck? You know you're on the wrong path, but you feel completely, physically unable to turn back. It's a universal feeling, and today we're going to unpack exactly why it happens.
Maybe it's a job you hate, or a degree that feels like a dead end, or even just a book you're not enjoying at all. You've already put in the time, the money, the effort, and that little voice in your head just screams, "I can't throw all of that away." Well, that feeling, it has a name. And it's one of the biggest decision-making mistakes we all make.
We can call it the investment trap, but it's officially known as the sunk cost fallacy. This is the sneaky little mechanism that keeps us chained to our past mistakes, basically sacrificing our future just to try and justify them.
And the key is right there in the name, sunk. Those costs, the time, the money, all that effort, they're gone. They are at the bottom of the ocean. You are never, ever getting them back. And because you can't get them back, they should be totally irrelevant to your future decisions. But, of course, that's not how our brains work, is it?
So check this out. This comparison really lays it all out. A rational decision looks forward. It asks, okay, given where I am right now, what's the smartest path forward? But a sunk cost decision, it's always looking backward. It's not about making the best choice for your future. It's about trying to prove your past self right. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. When you refuse to walk away from a bad situation because of what you've already poured into it, you're not making a financial decision. Not at all. You're making an emotional one. You're just trying to protect your ego from the pain of admitting, you know what, I made a mistake.
So, that's the theory, right? But how does this actually look in our day-to-day lives? Let's get into some super relatable examples of this trap in action.
Oh man, we have all been here. You start a show, everyone says, oh, it gets good around season 3. You've already invested 6 hours of your life, so you keep going, just hate watching for another 20 hours, all so you don't feel like you wasted those first 6.
And this is exactly what happens. You turn a small 6-hour mistake into a massive 26-hour catastrophe. You didn't save the initial 6 hours, you just piled another 20 wasted hours right on top of them. This is the fallacy live in action, escalating your commitment to a losing cause.
Okay, let's raise the stakes a bit. You chose a major, maybe for the money, but you absolutely hate the work. Every single class feels like a chore, but you're 2 years deep. You've spent thousands of dollars. The very thought of wasting all that time and money, it's paralyzing.
But hold on, let's reframe the choice. Those 2 years are already spent. They're gone, no matter what you do. The real decision is about your future. So do you spend the next 2 years plus a 40-year career doing something that makes you miserable? Or do you accept a 2-year loss to gain a 38-year career you might actually love? Now, which one is the real waste? So why are we built this way? I mean, why does our brain, this incredible organ that's designed for survival, consistently lead us straight into these traps? Well, it all comes down to some very old, very powerful programming. Stuff that probably helped our ancestors survive in a world where every little thing was scarce.
You see, these 4 forces basically create a perfect storm. We are terrified of taking a loss. We don't want to admit we were wrong, because it threatens our identity as a smart, capable person. Our brains are hardwired to want to finish things, and on top of all that, society has taught us since we were kids that quitting is for losers, which just reinforces that ancient instinct that says waste is dangerous. It's really no wonder we get stuck.
And this number is key. Research shows that we feel the pain of a loss about 2.5 times more intensely than we feel the pleasure of an equivalent game. So, losing $100 hurts way more than finding $100 feels good.
So when you're faced with the choice to quit and accept a definite loss, your brain just rebels. It would rather gamble on the tiniest, long-shot chance that you might turn things around, even if that means digging an even deeper hole. It's just a desperate attempt to avoid that 2.5x pain of loss.
Okay, so we've defined the problem, we've seen how it plays out, and we get the psychology behind it. So, how in the world do we break free? Well, the good news is there are concrete, tactical strategies you can use to short-circuit this faulty wiring in your brain.
Think of this escape plan as your personal toolkit. Step 1. The reset button question. This one is so powerful because it instantly deletes the past from the equation. Step 2. Calculate the forward cost. This forces you to see the real price of continuing. Third, the outsider test. It's like borrowing a rational brain from a friend for a few minutes. And finally, my favorite, reframe it as tuition. This turns a painful loss into a valuable lesson that you paid for.
I really want you to let this one sink in. We're always celebrating persistence and grit, but you know what? Often, the smartest, bravest move is to quit. The most successful people aren't just luckier. They are way better at recognizing a dead end, and they're brave enough to walk away, which frees up all their resources for something that will actually work.
Ultimately, this is what it all comes down to. Every single moment is a brand new decision point. Your past is just data. It's not a directive. You can't get back the time or the money you've already spent, but you have 100% control over the next minute, the next hour, and the next dollar. Don't sacrifice your future for a mistake that's already in the rearview mirror.
And this is the question I'll leave you with. Think of one thing, one project, one commitment, one situation in your life that you're only sticking with because of what you've already put in. Now, ask yourself the reset question. If the answer is no, I wouldn't choose this today, then you know exactly what you need to do. You know, the best time to quit was probably when you first knew it wasn't working. The second best time, it's right now.
If you learned something new today, please give this video a like. And to watch more videos like this every week, please subscribe to Thinking Mind channel.